Well, good Friday afternoon.
And just like that, we're in Battle Mountain.
Yes, Battle Mountain, Nevada. Probably can't see that, but there's the bridge. So, anyway, we are headed west, headed out to California,
Yep.
and we are on Interstate 80 in Battle Mountain, Nevada. Um, so, we have a load that we picked up. When did we pick this up? Tuesday? Wednesday?
I don't remember. I'm not answering because I don't remember.
We picked up in Philadelphia, and then we had a stop off yesterday.
Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Yeah,
You're right, it was Wednesday.
yesterday. So anyway, today is Friday. We will deliver this load on Monday, and then we actually have another load that picks up and goes back east, and we'll pick that up Monday also. So
Yeah, just in
busy,
time,
busy,
hopefully, to
busy.
be home for Thanksgiving or close to it. If we can get an extra load or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
we are. I think we're scheduled to deliver next Thursday.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. See if we get another load or whether we'll just head home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
We
we
have,
had discussed that we're not sure if we're going to try to go home for the whole week or if something pops up, we may stay out until closer to Thanksgiving. But
right,
we'll see.
right. Lovely scenery right here with the big,
Brick wall.
wall. So
The bridges have some really neat little designs, artistic sculpture, I guess things. I don't know
yeah,
what you call
those would be art.
them. Arts. Yes, there we go. Art.
So we thought we would record a video today. I don't know how long it'll last, and hopefully we'll be out of lovely Battle Mountain. Nothing anything against Battle Mountain, but it's flat here.
Yeah.
So
The
we'll
mountains are behind. Some of the mountains are behind us. Some of the mountains are beside us, and then we have the brick wall to the right again.
yes, a lovely brick wall again. Oh, there we go. There's a nice little mural, whatever they call those things. Uh, so that's what we're doing. What are you all up to? Leave us a comment below and tell us if you like these type of videos or not.
Oh yes, and for interest's sake, throw out what your favorite Thanksgiving dish is.
Favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Yeah, what would yours be?
Turkey.
Turkey. Yeah.
Turkey and dressing.
So then you go right to bed right after you eat. Right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Homemade dressing and turkey. That would be my favorite Thanksgiving dish by far.
Yeah. Well, I've got to cop out because I like about everything we have.
You have to choose one.
I know, but I don't know because we have desserts.
Desserts.
That I like, but they're also different. Oddly enough, I don't think we've had anything pumpkin for a few years at home.
Yeah, that's true. I really like pumpkin pie, but with my gluten issues, I can't really eat it. But
Yeah.
oh, here's something you never see this time of year: road construction. It seems like they've waited till this time of year to do all the road construction this year. Normally you would think they would start in the summertime, but apparently not. We have ran into more road construction in the last couple of weeks than anything. So,
Hey, and good sign that sign is not flashing.
yes,
That's
if you can
always
read the sign right
easy.
there, it says change required. So out here on 80, um, it gets sort of nasty in the wintertime. And there are certain areas where you have to chain up. I don't think we've ever gotten stuck in Nevada, have we?
No,
With the weather?
no. Well,
Uh,
unless you count Donner,
Well, yeah. Um,
which is partially in California, partially in Nevada. I
Yeah,
guess it's all in California, isn't it?
yeah, we are actually headed to the Petro in Sparks, Nevada, where we'll stay all night tonight. Probably do some laundry, get some showers taken, and then we'll probably head over to the Loves or the Flying J in Lodi, California. We're going to Northern California. Northern California for us. I guess it's more Central California than anything. And then we'll unload over there. I think about 50 miles from Lodi. We unload on Monday, and then we've got about a 45-minute drive down to our pickup. So should be busy.
Yeah.
Look at the lovely scenery. Look at those orange barrels. Aren't they beautiful?
popping out. It looks like they're just painting the road right now.
Yeah.
They may have had some sort of construction earlier, but these lines are pretty bright.
Yeah. This is this time of year we normally try to avoid Interstate 80, mainly because of what happens in Wyoming. Like it seems like every day it snows or it's cold or it's nasty. They shut the road down.
Or it's just windy.
Or it's windy enough
Which
to
could be any time of the year.
blow you off the road. But this
Plus
is
a black ice up there too if it's just barely snows.
yeah. I drove through there this morning. It was I think down to 14 degrees in a couple of spots, and then right around Elk Mountain, which is west of Laramie and east of Rollins. There's a little town called Elk Mountain, and there's this big, huge mountain that's just out there by itself. And for whatever reason, the wind just blows constantly there. It seems like, at least. Ran into it was basically started driving last night. We got fuel in Cheyenne, swapped out drivers, started driving. No wind. The wind wasn't blowing. We get out there, and there's one of the big electronic road signs says caution, wind gusts 40 mile plus an hour.
Which sadly enough is not horrible or bad at all in Wyoming.
No, it's a light breeze for that part of the country.
It's just breezy.
So we
it knocks the truck all over creation.
Yes, it did. It blew the truck around a little bit, but only for about 10 miles. And then as soon as we were past Elk Mountain, it just stopped. No wind to speak of and everything. But this is, I've told Judy over the years, this trip across I-80 is probably one of my favorite drives. I don't know why. I like driving in the desert. I know not everybody does.
Yeah, I don't mind it either.
I've heard people say that they don't like it because it's boring. There's nothing to see. But, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff to see.
As you can see, there's all kinds of stuff to see.
And you can, I just like the views where you can see literally 15, 20 miles ahead of you. If you zoom in on those mountains way out there, they're probably at least 15, 20, maybe 30 miles away. And it just seems like you can see forever. So I'm so glad that we picked this beautiful spot right here.
Yeah,
with
and not
all
to
of
mention the
the
rolling tumbleweed at certain times. You know, they are entertaining.
Yes.
In the desert.
So earlier we were talking, and to sort of, you know, rather than just sit here and blather on incoherently for
which we've already done.
Yeah. So what did you want to talk about? The trucking stuff?
Yeah, I was just thinking there's a lot of talk online, especially about how the industry right now is just kind of, it stinks. There's not a lot of freight out there, and what freight is out there is not going for too much money. So again, you know, you can put comments down below if you're experiencing those kinds of things, but just I guess a little chat about that.
Right. Yeah, we have noticed that freight has definitely slowed down. On some of the Facebook groups that I belong to, there's a lot of people on there, especially some of the big trucks are really struggling right now. Some of the guys that came into the business as owner-operators during the COVID boom.
Things were really good, yeah.
Yeah, they are now finding out that things are just, as good as that was, the times now seem to be just as bad. And some of those guys are really struggling. And truthfully, it's a shame, but a lot of those guys are going to lose their trucks. They're going to have to turn them back in. They're not going to be able to afford to pay them. Trucking is definitely a boom or bust cycle, and
Right.
It always has been.
Ever since, I mean, we've been driving one out here for 13 years.
Yeah.
And we've had ups and downs. And the best advice I think we ever got from somebody is when it's booming, put that money aside.
Right.
Don't think of it as extra money. Just put it aside, because as high as it goes, it's going to go that low. It's going to turn around and just go back down again.
Right.
And I think that's great advice. You know, within reason, of course, if, you know, there are things, but it will get bad, and it'll be good, and it'll be bad. And just, you know, especially if you own your own truck, well, and even if you drive for an owner,
Right.
keep money put aside, because if things slow down, you're still going to need that extra money.
For us, fortunately, we have stayed somewhat busy. Not as busy as we were maybe earlier in the year. The one thing that sort of stinks is the fuel seems to have went up in price, but it fluctuates too. I mean, it was up over $4 a gallon. We have not paid $4 a gallon this trip, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
Probably
We're
when we get
almost to
fuel.
the state that we'll get it from.
Yeah, if we have to buy fuel in California, it will definitely be over $4 a gallon.
Yeah.
And it might actually be that close to that out here in Sparks tonight. We're going to top the truck off before we go over into California. Fortunately, we're just basically running over, dropping, picking up, and coming right back out. So we probably won't even run more than 400 miles, maybe total in the state, maybe 5.
Yeah, because we decided we're going down south and then cutting across.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we got to go south eventually.
Yeah,
but,
we're going further south, coming back. We'll come back across probably Interstate 40.
Because we miss driving out in California, so we gotta drive out there for a little while.
The only bad thing about California is 55 mile an hour speed limit.
That is also a very good thing, though, because guess what we save on that we just complained about.
That's true.
Fuel mileage at 55 is a lot better than it is at 70.
It definitely is. The other thing, speaking of fuel mileage, I've noticed that our truck has decided that it doesn't like to get as good a fuel mileage. I blame the introduction of treated diesel fuel.
That's true with the winter fuel.
Yeah, they're starting their winterized fuel program, and we noticed a drop in our fuel mileage. Happens every winter. They put the anti-gel stuff. Most of the service stations do. I mean, I know TA's does and Love's does. That's generally where we buy the majority of our fuel, between those two, whoever has the better discount. And I know they both treat their fuel, but it just seems like it really hurts your fuel mileage. I mean,
right.
we lose anywhere between a half mile per gallon down to a full mile per gallon sometimes.
Well, which brings me to when I was talking about speed limits before.
Yeah.
I don't know how people in these states afford fuel because the speed limit's 80 miles an hour.
80 miles an hour.
And we all know that if you do 80 mile an hour, your fuel goes.
Yes.
And when you're out here in Nevada, there's not many fuel places. This is the one state that we talk about that when we first started driving, it was hysterical because McDonald's just ahead, and it was 100 miles later you ran into the McDonald's.
Right.
And that's the way Nevada is. It's just like if you're going to get gas or fuel, you got a plan out here because they're few and far between.
Right. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of open space. I guess that's one thing I really sort of enjoy about driving out here. And you've seen a lot of open space in this video, although you've seen more orange barrels than just about anything.
Yeah, I didn't realize this was going to be like through the whole state.
Yeah. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to stop recording right here, and when things get a little bit more interesting scenery-wise, we'll start up again. So
okay.
There'll be a break right here.
Here, break.
And so we're back, just in time to pass the Pumpernickel Valley sign.
Yeah. Wonder how much pumpernickel they grow here.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't realize you could grow purple nickel. I don't know what that's about. Hey, while we were gone, we sort of looked up a little bit. We were curious to see why it's called Battle Mountain in the first place. So apparently, the first recorded people through this area were the Native Americans, and then eventually the fur trappers were here in the 1820s and 1830s. And it was also on the Immigrant Trail, which ran along the Humboldt River in the 1840s. And according to local legends, the name for Battle Mountain comes about because there was apparently some nasty confrontations,
little skirmishes,
between the Native Americans and the early settlers during the 1850s. So later on, it became there was copper ore discovered here. It became a mining town, and I guess that still goes on today. So a little bit about Battle Mountain. So as you can see, we're
going up a mountain,
going up a hill.
Mountain. I don't think it was Battle Mountain.
No, this is not Battle Mountain. It's a little bit different. And
in case you missed it, back there was a flashing light that said slow trucks.
Slow trucks. So there's a slow truck. We're passing the slow truck.
The slow truck will probably speed up once we go down the other part of the hill.
So,
which then he'll pass me right back up again.
Yeah, we tend not to get slowed down by hills too much. We don't usually carry much freight, and the trucks sort of light compared to the tractor and trailers.
Yeah, I
So
was gonna say I think we have what a little over 1,000 pounds on here
yes,
or something.
a little over 1,000, and it really doesn't slow the truck down too much at all. Uh, so we sort of get to play. I don't know, what do we call that? Hopscotch with the big trucks going up and
Hopscotch, is
down the
that what we
mountains.
call it? I thought we
That's what
called
I'm
it
going to
tag.
call it.
Trucky
Tag
tag.
or hopscotch. So,
I don't know.
oh look, more road construction.
Yep, just when we thought we were out of it. Begin work soon.
So this is Interstate 80 basically replaced old US 40. 40 ran through here all the way out to California, and now 40 ends just east of Salt Lake City. So when they built this interstate, it sort of replaced US 40, but in places, um, they built the interstate over US 40, but in some places you can still see um, remnants of the old highway that are out here in the desert. Of course, right now I'm not going to see any, of course, uh, but
Or he would point them out.
I would point
Because
them
he
out
points them out every road we're on.
every
Hey, did you know that's the old road over
time
there?
we come through here. I don't know why I'm fascinated with old highways. I just have been. I always am. I just love to see where the old road used to run. Um, but at the moment, I'm not seeing any remnants. So we're probably on top of what used to be US 40. US 40, I think, was originally a coast to coast route, but now it ends in Utah.
Yep, well, US 40 runs right through Ohio.
Yes, it does.
And, shout out to our Muskie friends.
Yes,
Runs right through Muskie land.
the college we went to sits right on US 40 in fabulous New Concord, Ohio. Which they built a little Sheetz truck stop.
Oh yeah,
there.
you need to talk about that Sheetz truck stop because those fuel prices are awesome.
Yeah, the little town where we went to school at, it's a little small town, but it runs like Interstate 70 runs right through there. US 40 runs through town. Interstate 70 runs about a mile south of town. Well, they built a new Sheetz truck stop. Essentially, there's probably room for 40 trucks. And they've got fuel lanes there. And so a couple of these last couple of weeks, we've been back and forth, and we found out that fuel is like ridiculously cheap. I don't know if they're running a sale on it, but
yeah. I don't know about all the rest of you, but usually we try to fuel up before we hit Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And so we can make it to the East Coast where fuel prices are a little cheaper over there than they are in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And so on our way out, we would stop usually in Hebron on 70 on the TA there. Well, now that the Sheetz is just a little closer to the line, so
yes.
Now we're finding that we're probably going to stop there as long as the fuel prices stay where they're at.
The crazy thing is the fuel prices are like 40 cents a gallon cheaper than most of the Loves or the TA truck stops we stop at. I think it's probably they've got like a promotional thing going on, I'm sure, where they just opened up, so they got cheap fuel.
Well, they also have a nice little snack bar in there too.
Well, the thing that really kills me is DEF, the diesel, exhaust fluid, is only 99 cents a gallon. It's usually $4 something. So I mean,
that's crazy. And you usually don't put too much DEF in.
Yeah, but we might buy 7 or 8. Gallons at a time. Well, $7 versus 32.
Yeah.
We'll take that every time. Thank you very much. So we just came up a mountain, Golconda Summit.
I missed that. I was watching barrels.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. You keep your eyes on the road, which she does. She is a very, very capable driver. I will say that.
Got a little bit of practice.
Just a little bit, you would think. And there you go. Now there's some beautiful scenery. You got like this big long drop off into the desert. You got a big high mountain in the distance there. Still got these beautiful orange barrels everywhere. But at least
and these steep downhills, and I don't know if you guys can hear it. You probably can't, hopefully, but
Jake
brake's going off, and that is like the best invention going down hills. It just instead of wearing your brakes out.
Yeah.
Those drivers out there, I know you know it, but save on those brakes. Use your Jake brake.
Right.
or downshift, depending on if you have a.
Hey, look, magically in construction.
And I'm going to pop over here
Right
because
there.
I'm not doing 75.
All right. If you look off into the distance there, there's a road cut. You can see right over there, over to your right of the screen. I believe that is a road cut for the old US 40 that went
He's
through there.
making it up, everybody.
I probably am. See
Ooh.
way, way, way out into the distance here when we come around this curve.
Yeah, I hope everybody's still here for this video because this is pretty some.
Okay,
Pretty
yes,
cool
that is the old road. You can see it down there. I know. I'm so excited over an old piece of concrete.
Is it still concrete or is it just a dent in the road?
No, I think it was probably asphalt. You can see it right down here at the bottom.
Oh, I see.
As it curves around. That used to be
Kinda looks like
old
a
US
driveway.
highway. What it does looks a lot like a highway now. So I hope the images are coming out. I think I saw the jumpy video issue that we had in our last video. Hopefully, I'd like to be able to show you guys all the beautiful scenery we get to see on a daily basis almost. So
Yep, and there are some people who say interstate driving is kind of boring, but you get to see a lot out here.
you do.
In a big truck, it's a little harder to get off the beaten path sometimes. So,
Yeah. Oh,
yep, there goes the truck.
There's the hopscotch truck.
Hopscotch truck.
There we go. I don't know.
It's hopping
I guess
around
it would
us.
not. It wouldn't really be hopscotch. It'd be leapfrog.
Leapfrog. There you go.
Leapfrog.
Leapfrog truck.
That's what we'll call it.
Yeah, that's what Jim made up, a different name.
Yeah.
Most of the drivers out here will call it leapfrog, I think.
Yeah. I don't know why I call it hopscotch. Well, I guess
Throwing a stone at him.
technically the truck did not jump over us. It sort of went around. Like you got the two little side things, and yeah.
Yep. Hop. 1 foot, 2 feet. What? I don't know how that could even go.
Yeah. Sidestep. Frogger. That's
Frog.
what it is.
That's when they're trying to cross the street.
Yeah. So.
Leapfrog.
So anyway, I guess, are we done talking?
I think so. We'll
gonna
have nothing to talk about the next time we do a video. So
Sure we will. We'll talk about the beautiful scenery.
yeah, and maybe we'll try to talk a little bit about some of the history of the places we go by and through,
Right.
and those kind of things, and keep you updated. And hopefully, the trucking industry will pick up
Yes.
at some point.
Hopefully we'll have
Have
videos.
more to talk about there.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll do a video going over Donner Pass. That would be interesting.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah,
Not
I
gonna
don't know if
promise
any of you
anything.
want to know the history of that
No,
don't already know it.
no, probably won't talk too much about the history of that place.
So, anyway, I think we're done chatting right now, and hopefully all of you have gotten to see have stuck around for some of the prettier scenery out here.
Yes, some of the beautiful, lovely orange barrels, and yeah, some of that. So,
Yeah.
alrighty, well, I guess we will wrap this up, and we'll catch you all in the next video.
So long, everybody.
Good night.